guys, it's Carissa. Man, I feel like I haven't talked to you guys in so long. It's been forever since I've been in front of this camera. I wanted to check in and let you guys know what's going on. This has been a very interesting cycle. No, I'm not pregnant. Man, I sound like a broken record. No, not pregnant. But this is the first cycle that I did get pregnant. It was 7 DPO when I started testing and acting like a crazy lady, and I saw a very, very, very faint line. One that wouldn't show up in a camera or anything, but I could see it. And then on 8 DPO, I tested and it was positive. It was clearly positive. So I freaked out a little bit, and it was the first positive that I had ever seen, and I've been doing this for over a year and a half, and I got a positive pregnancy test, so I went crazy. I sent it to my sister, and she was with her friend at the moment, so she's like, there is definitely a line, you're not nuts this time. And my husband came home and looked at it, and he's like, whoa babe, there's actually a line this time, like there's actually a line. So we just got so excited, and our parents were leaving on a cruise the next morning, so we thought 9 DPO, it will be less faint than even 8 DPO. So I got up at like 5 o'clock in the morning because I had to bring them to the airport at like 5:30 for their cruise, and I took a pregnancy test and it was negative. And I was like, how is this possible? It was clearly positive yesterday. So I took another one and another one, and I was just like, what? Like, dreams crushed, man. It's been a couple of weeks, so I've had time to deal with that, but it's really hard to finally see what you want to see, and then, you know, the next day, it's just gone. So I wanted answers, and I started researching online, and, you know, like, false positive, is there such a thing? And you don't get false positives, you get false negatives, but not false positives. So I started looking up, like, how is this possible? And my sister encouraged me, you know, to go see a specialist. And she's like, you need to be monitored, you need somebody checking your levels, you need to know if Clomid is working. So she has been my biggest support system in all of this, and she also has PCOS, and it took her 3 years to conceive her firstborn. So I listen to her, especially when she's consistent, because every single time throughout this last year and a half that we've been trying, every time she calls it. Every single time. I'm glad that I took her advice, and I thank her so much for being really persistent about seeing a specialist, because I learned a few things. First of all, I had what's called a chemical pregnancy, and ultimately it's where the egg gets fertilized, it implants, and because, well, there's several reasons for it, but in my case, the lining of my uterus was not thick enough, so it wouldn't support a healthy, you know, embryo. So it would have miscarried sooner or later, so I guess it's actually good that it miscarried on like 8 DPO, but it's not technically called a miscarriage until 6 weeks. So I had what's called a, like I said, chemical pregnancy, which has nothing to do with chemicals, but that's what it's called. So it's just been really, that's been really just weird and difficult to deal with. Like, you finally get pregnant, and then it's like, you know, goodbye. So I went to the specialist that I did the HSG, the dye test, and she told me, you should not be on Clomid. People with PCOS should not be on Clomid because it's an anti-estrogen medication, and not only is your body already lacking estrogen when you have PCOS, but when you're taking an anti-estrogen medication, it thins out the lining of your uterus, and it also it doesn't provide the right cervical mucus for the sperm to live in anyways. So, oh man, I kick myself a lot, and I know I shouldn't, but I kick myself for not going to see a specialist sooner, because what I should be on is letrozole, and that's Famara. And I'm going to make a Clomid versus Famara video after this, because I really think people struggling with trying to conceive and PCOS really need to know more about these things, and it costs a lot of money to go see a specialist, which is why I've been, I don't know, waiting so long, because I know that my insurance doesn't cover anything but diagnostics. So every single time I go see that specialist, it's going to be several $100s, and that adds up really quick. Also, Famara is very expensive, but now that I'm more knowledgeable about it, I know that that's going to be the key to get me pregnant. And that is exactly what worked for my sister after 3 years of trying. So I'm on cycle day 41 right now, and I'm just waiting for AF to show up, and it's just kind of a waiting game at the moment, and it's been kind of a difficult couple of weeks, and thankfully it's summertime, so it's been sunny outside and beautiful, and it's been nice to go hang out with friends and family, but it's also been really difficult to deal with such a quick, like, life changer, and then, you know, all of a sudden it's lost. So for the girls who have gone through an actual miscarriage after several weeks of pregnancy, my heart goes out to you so much. I can't imagine being like several weeks in and losing the baby. That's got to be really earth-shattering. So for now, like I said, I'm just waiting for my period to show up so I can start another cycle. My fertility specialist also switched me from, she said, there's no reason you should be taking metformin, so I am no longer taking metformin. We did another blood analysis test, and she said your insulin levels are just fine, you don't have any troubles, and my thyroid is a little bit too high. It should be at a 2.5 for me to ovulate correctly and to have a healthy embryo, and I'm at a 3.7 right now, so she put me on a thyroid medication that I take in the mornings. So on one hand, I feel really hopeful, because now I really understand what I'm taking, and even though I can't repeat it back to you, and I don't want to misinform you either, but I will make another video that really explains Clomid versus Famara and why people with PCOS should be taking Famara. It makes a lot of sense, and I feel like the last 3-4 months of my life have been wasted by taking the wrong medication, but it did lead to a pregnancy this time, so I'm hopeful and thankful that my body is at least working on some level. But that's it for now. I will check in with you guys and let you know. I'll be taking Famara days 3 through 7 of my cycle, and I guess the side effects are similar to it, but you'll be seeing a video about Clomid and Clomid versus Famara coming up sooner than that. So I hope everyone's having fun at the end of their summer, and thank you for all of my new subscribers. After putting up the crazy lady video where I sound like a total psycho, my subscribers like doubled. So welcome to my channel, and thank you so much for subscribing. And if you haven't yet, feel free to click below and subscribe to my channel, and I will be coming out with another video soon. I love you guys, and baby dust to all. And for everyone who just got pregnant, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. And I wish for a really healthy pregnancy, and for everyone who's still trying to conceive, keep trying and educate yourself more, and just really try to be in the know about your body and what's going on, even if it takes an expensive trip to the fertility specialist. So, again, thanks again for watching my videos, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.